Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Pokestraya YouTube channel. I'm Jordan Method, and welcome back to Road to Cities. Now before I jump into today's list and video, I just want to mention that this is the second last episode of Road to Cities for the Adelaide City Championships. I'm not sure if we'll continue this series. We'll definitely continue a competitive series, probably not Road to Cities, maybe Road to Nationals or Regionals. We'll figure something out. However, I have got something special planned for tomorrow's video, so stay tuned for that. So today we're going to be covering Raichu bats, which have popped up a bit in Werribee and Geelong. From what I saw, it made top 8 both days, so Raichu bats could definitely be a deck to pop up at any city championship events. It's really strong, really competitive. It's got some decent matchups, but it's also got some pretty bad matchups as well. So hopefully we can show off the true potential of this deck. It's really powerful against a lot of matchups. So we'll see how it goes in Adelaide, see how it goes today. So this is Raichu, 90 HP, free retreat, weakness to fighting, resistance to metal. The reason why this card is so good is because of the attack Circle, which does 20 times the number of your bench Pokemon. Now if you are a just long time viewer of our channel, you may have seen the first Road to Cities episode where I covered a Mega Rayquaza deck, which did 30 for each bench. So Raichu is just a poor man's version of Rayquaza. However, it's a bit better in the sense that it only gives up one prize card, and it's a bit easier to set up, only needing the 2 double colored energies. Alright, so basically we're going to use Circle Circuit as the main attack for this thing, have a full bench, and just keep using Circle Circuit. So we've got a 4-4 Raichu line. I then have a 4-3-3 bat line. So these just allow us to put 3 and 2 damage counters on our Pokemon when we evolve them. I didn't really know how many bats to play. I haven't really tested Raichu bats extensively as much as I have with other decks. So I thought 4-3-3 would be okay. I've usually seen 4-3-2. I don't think people find Crobat to be very useful, but we'll find out today if it is. I then play 4 Shaman. This is just a great bench that helps us draw and is really good in here. And that's all the Pokemon I play. Honestly, if I had it, I'd probably tech in a promo Jirachi and some basic energies, but I think this list is fine as is. This is just a really basic list for this deck. Then I have 1 Escape Rope. This is really good in here, and just because Raichu and these bats over here all have free retreat, so you can basically Escape Rope, go into someone and retreat back into your attack. If you're just trying to bring up a Pokemon on their bench or target something down, like if they've only got a Shaman on their bench, you can Escape Rope, bring it active, retreat and attack, or just attack with your Raichu. So it's got a lot of possibilities in here, Escape Rope, compared to Switch. I think Escape Rope is a bit better in this deck. I then play the one Sacred Ash. I would play Super Rod, but I don't play any basic energy in here, so I think Sacred Ash is just better to get the 5 Pokemon back when you need them. Then I have 1 Startling Megaphone. I don't think many people will really like Startling Megaphone at the moment, but I found it to be so handy, and I try to take it into almost every single deck, especially with things such as mainly Gallade, Octillery going around. Pokestraya can be a bit of a pain to get around, and this is really the best counter for it. I know 0-6 is a pretty good counter, but Startling Megaphone just can help get rid of anything, as well as Spirit Link, stuff like that. It can really help slow your opponent down. Then have 4 Scoop Ups, basically just to pick these up and reuse them. I don't know really how well Scoop Ups go in this deck. I don't know if people usually place Scoop Ups here. I don't see no reason not to get more damage down. We'll see how it goes. Then I have 3 Train as well. I really wish this was 4. This has just helped boost the consistency of this deck. Then have 4 Ultra Balls. I did originally try and play this with 2 Level Balls in here, but I had to kind of cut them out. I played like 2 Ultra Ball, 2 Level Ball. In my opinion, Ultra Ball's just so much better, and I don't know why I thought playing only 2 would work. This can just help lower your hand size so you can get Shamans more efficiently. It's just really good to have 4 Ultra Ball in here. Then have 4 VS Seekers, just allows us to get our supporter, because we do have a pretty thin line of supporters. We've got 1 AZ, 1 Hex, 1 Lysander, 1 Birch's Observations, and 3 Sycamore. 3 Sycamore's okay. I don't really know how I like 3 Sycamore in here, just because I don't really want to be dumping my hand too often, just because of Shaman. I draw through the deck quickly as is, so I might probably drop one of them for a Judge or something. 1 AZ, 1 Hex, they're kind of common in most decks now. AZ, just pick up a Shaman or a Crobat. It's more versatile than other cards in here. 1 Hex Maniac is just to really, if there's something that you really needed against like Might Melodic just to shut off that Melodic for one turn can mean all the difference. One Lysander just to bring up targets, one Birch's Observations just because it's the second best draw support we currently have, and 3 Sycamore just to drop a hand, draw 7. We then also have 4 Skyfields. This is just to allow Raichu to have this maximum bench. And hopefully this won't get bounced too often. If it does, you're just going to have to rely on Sacred Ash to get your Pokemon back. Then have 3 Muscle Band and 2 Head Ringers. Head Ringers just slow your opponent down. Muscle Bands just add your attack if you need it. And then 4 Double Colorless Energy, and that's the only the only energy I play is the 4 Double Colors. I don't really see a reason to play anything else. All you ever need it for is Circle Circuit. You can also Sky Return if need be. Hopefully that's not the case. So let's jump right in and have a game with this Raichu Bats deck, and hopefully we won't go too bad. Alright, so here we go with the Raichu Bats. Hopefully we can get a couple of good games out of this one. My opponent's just playing a straight fairy deck, so I'm not too sure. Maybe like a Mega Gardevoir or something along those lines probably, which isn't an overall bad deck, and Mega Gardevoir is another deck that can actually surprise people at cities. I think Scott played against one and I think he lost it. To it anyway. So it can be quite a scary deck to play against. Hopefully we're not going against that. It can be really quick. So we're going to start with Pikachu and a Zubat on our bench, which isn't too bad. We've got the double colors, we've got access to a Shaman. So my opponent is playing a Aromatisse, 2 Birch's Observations, Fairy Garden, and 3 Fairy Energies on their mulligan, which is fine. We're going to be able to draw some more cards here. It does worry me only having, so we're going to see Max Potions. So yeah, my opponent is playing Breakpoint cards, which is, kind of expected now that they are out on PTCGO. We're not playing them in our decks because they're not going to be legal for the Adelaide Cities, so I kind of just keep this XY to, what's the other set? Breakthrough. So we're going to draw 2 Crobat and a Zubat. We're going to need another Zubat on the bench, and yes, as I said, Mega Gardevoir. You know what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to double colorless and pass. The reason for that is next turn I've really can go for this setup, so I'm just trying to make my opponent think that I don't really have anything, whereas next turn I'm just going to pull out this amazing turn, probably knock out this Xerneas and start to apply the pressure quickly. My opponent's going to start with a Geomancy and get 2 Fairy onto these 2 Gardevoir EXs. Alright, so next turn, well this turn, sorry, I can Raichu. I've got the Ultra Ball to get what's it called? Alright, so we actually, a Shaman, sorry. We're going to get a Head Ringer, so we can put that on a Gardevoir. We can Ultra Ball, we'll get rid of a Bat and a double colorless, which is kind of frustrating. I don't really like to get rid of the double colors. We'll take the Shaman. Okay, and then we can evolve our Raichu. We do have the Super Scoop Up. I'm going to keep that in hand just in case I need to reuse Raichu. Not Raichu, Shaman. So now we either need 2 bench Pokemon on a Skyfield or something along those lines. We may require a Muscle Band here. So I'm going to get the Skyfield. We're going to train as male for Megaphone's no use. We may as well just take a Super Scoop Up. At this point we can Ultra Ball away, Super Scoop Up and a Crobat, and we can take a Golbat and start to put some damage counters on here. So now basically what do I need this turn? So I'm currently hitting for 60, 80, okay. So hopefully I'm going to be able to get a knockout. I'm just debating whether I want to put this 20 damage, and I think to play it safe I'm just going to put 20 onto the Xerneas. If I hit a Scoop Up, I'll put 20 more onto this Gardevoir without the Head Ringer. So we're going to go for a Super Scoop Up. We flip tails, that's okay. We can bench this Shaman now, draw 6 cards. So what do we need? We're going to need 2 more bench Pokemon. Hopefully we can pull that. We see a Pikachu and a Super Scoop Up. Hopefully we can flip heads. We do flip heads. Actually with the 20, no, I won't be able to hit with the 20 damage. Alright, so I do also draw a Professor Sycamore. I don't know if I want to play that or keep that in hand. I do have a couple of nice cards in hand. So if I can get another bench Pokemon, I don't think I will bother playing that Sycamore this turn. We're gonna see, you know what, I am gonna just Sacred Ash right now, just to lower my hand size. It's not what I like to do, but we kind of are forced to. Alright, so we hit for 100. Alright, so now we've got the knockout on this. We're gonna be able to bench a Shaman and draw 2 cards. So now I get the Shaman. If we can draw into a Golbat, that'd be really nice. Alternatively, I can bring up an EX Pokemon and kind of apply some pressure, but I think what I'll just do is Circle Circuit. So next turn I've got this Crobat. You can put some 30 damage somewhere. If they knock out this Raichu, I've got another one in hand. Alright, what are we going to get? We're going to see a Pikachu off our prize cards, which is pretty nice. I do have a Skyfield in hand just in case they do get rid of my current one. If they do that, I can just drop a Shaman. That doesn't matter too much. Alright, so they are. So I'll just get rid of a Shaman. And there we go. So next time I can just put the Skyfield back out, drop a Pikachu. We've got the Crobat. This isn't going to be able to use Shining Wind this turn unless we see something crazy. We're going to see the Shaman. We do have this escape rope here, which is pretty nice to see. So what we're going to do is just start with the escape rope. Alright, so it's going to force them to bring up this one. We can bring up the Raichu down here. We can play this Skyfield down. I'm going to get another Pikachu with the double colors on the bench, which is really cool. So we can go Pikachu, double colors, evolve this Pikachu here, evolve this Crobat, and put 30 damage onto 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. We'll put the damage here. This means I just need a Golbat to get the knockout. Alright, so now we can play the Sycamore. And we do get the Golbat. I actually might 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. That'll be enough for a knockout, so I can put this one down here. Put 20 over here onto this Gardevoir. We can train his male for a head ringer. Yep, this is going to stop them from getting a next turn knockout. So I think at this point my opponent basically has lost the game. I can even shame him for 3 if I really needed it, and I will play it just so I can play the card, I suppose. No real reason for it, and now I can definitely just circle for the KO. Alright, and for 160 damage right there. So my opponent needs to somehow find a way out of this position. We're currently down to 3 prize cards. We will knock this out next turn if they've got nothing. So we're currently sitting in a pretty nice position. We're going to see the Fairy come down. We're going to see a VS Seeker for the Lysander. Oh, what do they have that can Lysander? I've got the AZ in hand, so it doesn't matter too much to me. So I can just, I'm going to be hitting for 160. So you'll see Lysander on Shaman and Life Leap. So now we can just easily AZ this Shaman. They're going to heal the 20, that means I actually need to do 20 more. We do draw the Crobat, or I have the Muscle Band in hand, and maybe I'll just play it just to be safe. I'm pretty sure we got the KO, but we'll just play it just to be safe. So we'll pick up this Shaman, go into the Raichu, we'll bench the Zubat, pretty sure it's a knockout, we'll just Circle Circuit now, and I think that is a game. So that is the speed of this Raichu deck. It's insanely strong. So we'd have another game. That one went pretty quick. Hopefully we can get another quick game in. So I'll see you for that one. Alrighty, here we go for game 2 with Raichu Bats. We do have the advantage in this matchup. I didn't quite check what my opponents are playing, so we'll find out shortly. They get to call the coin flip. Usually you want to go first with this deck. I don't play Wally, so there's no potential for a first turn knockout. I don't think Wally's really worth it, so we do win the flip. So we will go first. Okay, which is fantastic for us. We're going to start Zubat. Well, you know, this hand is not the greatest. I might be able to pull something off with it. My opponent does have Water Sleeve, so they're probably playing some type of water deck. Okay, so I've got the 2 Trainers Mail. Maybe I can get an Ultra Ball, slowly start to build something up. Alright, so my opponent's going to flip over Froakie, which is not the best. I really need to take care of this as soon as possible. I'm going to use the 1 Trainers Mail. There's nothing there which I really need at this point. I could have probably taken the Head Ringer, but I don't know if I'm playing any EXs. I'm going to see an Ultra Ball, which I'll take. And I'm going to Ultra Ball, and I'm actually going to get rid of this Raichu and this Golbat. The reason being is I can just Sacred this stuff back in later. And I'm going to take a Shaman just to draw the extra 3. I could take a Pikachu just to have one on my bench and play Sycamore, but Shaman just allows us to draw through our deck a bit more, so we're going to do that. And hopefully we can get some cool things going. We're going to see a Pikachu, we can check a Muscle Band down, and I don't know if I really want to leave this Zubat up. It should be fine because next turn I'll be able to evolve it, so I'm just going to play the Sycamore now. Alright, so my hand's pretty good for the next turn. I've got a couple of things I can play. And I'm just going to pass turn now. We've got the Super Scoop up, so we can potentially, if my opponent doesn't get anything benched, we can be looking at a turn 2 win. We've got the Ultra Pulse to get out, Raichu, got the Super Scoop up, and if not, we also have the so we can get back our Sycamore. So we're going to see a Professor's Letter from my opponent for 2 Water Energies. Water down to the Froakie, Dive Ball, so they are going to get another bench Pokemon, but that doesn't matter too much. I'm still going to be able to knock it. Oh, actually they take the Frogadier. I don't know, if they don't do anything then we win. As long as I can find a way to get this Zubat out of the active position, and they don't. So basically what I'm going to do now is go for a Super Scoop up. If I flip heads, I don't. So I'm going to Ultra Ball, get rid of these 2. We'll take the Golbat just so I can get the knockout. I think I've got 2 Raichus. I've only got 2 Raichus left in deck. I do have a Shaman and VSC because I should be able to pull one hopefully. So we're going to go into the Golbat, put 20 onto the Froakie. I can then play this Shaman to draw 5. All we need is a Raichu and we win. And what are we going to see? Going to see the Trainer's Mail. For no Ultra Ball, but I do get the Sacred Ash, which is really good to see. The reason being is because I know I discarded a Raichu earlier, so now I've just increased my chances of actually getting something. And actually just looking at this, I could get a knockout with Sweep Across as well, if I can get another Golbat down and some energy in my hand. So we'll play this stuff down, we'll get another Shaman down, drawing 4 cards. All we need is a Raichu. We still don't see a Raichu, so I'm going to go for a Super Scoop up. And we're going to flip heads. We can grab this, we can put this double colors down onto this Golbat. We can play a Shaman and draw 2. And what do we need here? Either a Golbat or a Raichu. No, we don't see any of that, so we're going to VS Seeker for the Sycamore. And I've got like a bunch of these in deck, so I should hopefully be able to hit one of them. Actually, if... I just realized that I can just actually use Quick Attack for the KO. I thought it did 10 damage, so we can actually just retreat and use Quick Attack for the 40. I didn't even think about that, and we're actually going to do the extra 10, so we're hitting for 50 damage. That was my bad, I didn't even realize, so all that stuff was really unnecessary. So I'll have one last game with this Raichu Bats deck, and hopefully we can get a... Alright, here we go. Third and final game, we see Fairy and Psychic Pokemon. This looks like the Deck Wizard Hunter deck of yesterday. So we'll see what my opponent's actually playing. We get to call the flip, we're going to go for Tails. We lose the flip, which is a little disappointing. I'm just trying to think of what my opponent's legitimately playing. Alright, so... I'm going to start 2 Zubats. Usually looking at my opening hands, I'm not very happy, but so far... Oh, okay, so we can see Mega Rayquaza Fairy deck. This is weird. Alright, we do have the advantage because we have the weakness. It just depends on how fast my opponent's Mega Rayquaza deck is. So I do get to draw an extra. We can see the Muscle Band. Okay, so actually right now, I say could, potentially, oh no. Well, I can still potentially knock this thing out first turn, if it stays in the active. My opponent's going to Ultra Ball, Wave Air, Seeker and Fairy for a Hooper. So my opponent would, I assume they're also playing a Skyfield. Now this is a Togekiss deck, so it kind of has that ability to look at the top 8 I think it is and attach energies. So that's their real way of accelerating Mega Rayquaza, from what I gather anyway. I don't know if this is Dragon or normal Rayquaza. My guess would be normal, but you never really know, especially this Togekiss throwing me off, or the Togepi, which will eventually become a Togekiss, is really throwing me off. I don't think... No, it is the normal type Rayquaza, so that's interesting to me because I didn't really think that it needed the kind of energy acceleration that Togekiss provides. So right now what we can do is potentially... well, my opponent's going to retreat. Well, we can still do a lot of damage to this actually. With Pikachu, it can hit for double damage, so we may do that. We'll see how we go. My opponent is going to Mega Evolve, so we really need to try and knock this thing out as soon as possible. They've already played their energy for the turn. We're going to draw the double color, so what I can do is actually Ultra Ball away this Golbat and Crobat. We'll take a Pikachu. So quick attack, we can do quite a decent amount of damage. If we flip heads, we'll be hitting for 100 damage on this. So we'll just do this. That's if I can get the Zubat out of the active. I'd also like to have another Pikachu on the bench, so hopefully we can draw one off the Sycamore. We flip Tails in our scoop up. I'm going to play the Sycamore. We're going to see a couple of nice things coming down. So we can see the Zubat and another Pikachu, and we can Trainer's Mail for a super scoop up, which is brilliant. That's really what I wanted. Hopefully we can flip heads with this. Alright, no, we flip Tails. I'm just going to Shaman for the 2. For 3, sorry. And come on, need a super scoop up. We do see this. I think actually anything that my opponent brings out is going to be useful to me. So I can go for this Escape Rope. If they put up Togepi, I get the knockout. Put up Hooper, they're kind of stuck. Put up Shaman, I can put it to a lot of damage and then eventually just knock it out with a Golbat. So anything my opponent throws up right now is actually quite helpful, and they are going to go this Shaman route. So if I can flip heads, we're looking at a pretty good position. Yeah, we do. Okay, so basically next turn, I'm assuming Mega Rayquaza is probably going to neck him out Pikachu, but if I can get a Golbat, I can actually knock this thing out, and then Raichu should be able to knock out this Mega Rayquaza, meaning hopefully next turn I can take a potential of 4 prize cards. So energy's going down with that Shaman, and probably retreat into the Mega Rayquaza. Yep. Alright, so basically what I need this turn is, okay, so my opponent's going to evolve that Togepi, and into the Togekiss, and now, okay, so my opponent is right now looking, if they've got the energies, there's 1, 2, and do they have the 3rd? And the 3rd energy, so they are actually going to be able to knock me out, which is a little disappointing. It doesn't matter too much, however. I should, hopefully next time I can take 4 prize cards, and that'll really just put my opponent at the back end of this game. So they're going to hit me for 90. Alright, so I'm debating whether I throw a Pikachu or the Zubat. I think I'll just throw a Zubat just in case I whiff. I probably shouldn't, but you really never know with this. Alright, so we do get another Pikachu, and I'm just going to go for the Sycamore here. I just really need to draw into a Pikachu, double colors, and a Golbat. That would make me happy. So we're going to see the Raichu. We don't see the double colors. We're going to see another Pikachu, which is brilliant. We can use this Golbat here and knock out this Shaman EX right here. Taking 2 prize cards. Hopefully I can get a double colors. If I do, we're going to be able to knock out this Mega Ray. We see a Head Ringer and a Trainer's Mail. So there's potential we can Head Ringer this Hooper. We can Trainer's Mail once. Really looking for an Ultra Ball. Yeah, we'll take the Ultra Ball. And then I can Trainer's Mail once again and maybe try and draw into something that can help us even further. We see the VS Seeker, and I might actually take that into my hand. I debated not taking it, but we'll take it just in case. So we're going to Ultra Ball away the Hex and the AZ, because we can always VS Seeker for them if we really need them. I'm going to take a Shaman, obviously. We really just need to draw into this double colorless energy. And I've got a bunch of scoop ups in deck, so we're going to be able to use setup to draw 4 cards. Really need this double colors, and we see scoop ups. We don't see the double colors just yet, but we can put 20 damage onto you know, I'm going to put the 20 damage onto this just because of this can be set up for a knockout surely. We'll go for the super scoop up, flip heads. Now I can either, I'll just pick up the Shaman. Just really needed to draw through my deck as quickly as possible. We do have another spot for that Shaman in my hand, but we can draw 2 cards here. We are going to see the double colors energy, so I'm going to hold off playing that other Shaman just for when I really need it. We can retreat. Next turn I do have Lysander for game, so we're going to be able to Circle Circuit here for a bunch of damage. 280, so if this Raichu stays active, doesn't get knocked out, we should be pretty good to get the game next turn. So we're going to see a Muscle Band and a Raichu, so I basically think that we should win at this point. I think I've got a Lysander in the discard. I think I got rid of one. We'll just double check that there is a Lysander in there, so they don't get anything. They're going to be able to win. Togepi comes down. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. This got 160. So yeah, we can just Crobat or even just Muscle Band. You're going to see a Shauna from my opponent. Rayquaza comes down, and that just makes me win. Regardless of Mega Evolves, I got the BSC for Lysander per game. We have for 280, so there we go. Raichu Bats has done it again. It's a really strong, fast, and powerful deck, and I would not be surprised if this thing did well this season. It's even topped the cities. I think it has the potential to win. It's got some really great matchups. There are just a couple of iffy matchups where it's not the best, but we are going to be able to Lysander right now and Circle Circuit, such as like Mega Rayquaza. When your opponent reveals these Rayquazas, you basically win from that point. It's also got really good Evoltol matches, hit for the weakness. The only matches it kind of struggles against, in my opinion, I think it's got a pretty nice Night March matchup. It's like 60-40. With the bats, it kind of helps to take out those Night Marches as quickly as possible, but if they can knock out your Shamans, which are quite relevant to your playing onto the bench, then that can become a bit of a scary situation. Manectric Bats is kind of an iffy matchup. I think Scott was playing Manectric Bats and he actually lost to Raichu. I could be wrong. I shouldn't probably say that, he'll be mad at me if I'm wrong, but I think there was one of our guys who lost to this deck, or a similar build anyway. So it's a really powerful build. It's got some great matchups, as I said, and I wouldn't be surprised if this thing did well anywhere. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and like us on Facebook. And as I said, tomorrow, stay tuned. I got a really special video planned for the end of Road to Cities, the grand finale. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.